hard time in the lockup. No appeal and your baby mama knocked up. You only win with a father, you gotta survive. You better have some hands to get knotted up. Seeing friends turn to foes, you can't trust nobody. Every day is a test, and you gotta have heart, and you gotta be smart, and you can't be a mark, and a blame in your heart.
Hey people, welcome to TubbsTV, where we tell stories about the streets, we tell stories about prison, life in general. And remember, not on here to glorify the lifestyle, just on here to entertain you and hopefully educate you so you don't run across the same pitfalls that I did. You know, when I was in the streets, like you might know, I made quite a bit of money, and a lot of stories that I tell is my rise and fall, you know, in the drug game, street game, and a lot of things, like I said, that I went through. So just remember, man, it doesn't matter, you know, whatever it is that you go through, if you out there hustling in the streets, a lot of these things can and will happen to you too. So having said that, it is what it is unless you handle your biz. So the story for the day is called A Date with Anna and a Running with Dirty. Alright, so at this particular time, like I said, I was getting money. You would think that everything in my life was going great for me, you know. But this particular day, it just seemed like, man, it was like an omen, like something off of TV. I get in my car, and as much as I wanted that day to go good, it was like cloudy. And I look up, and it's like a black cloud. And I'm like, man, you know, I didn't know if it was going to rain or what. And I don't believe in no omens or nothing like that. Shit, I ain't, you know, religious. So I'm going about my day. People calling me. They want some drugs. I'm dropping it off. People calling me. I fronted them some drugs. They paying me. I'm giving them some more. And so it's just a basic day out there in the game as usual. But this particular day, I just couldn't help but think that something crazy was going to happen. So what led up to this particular day was I was living in Kansas City on the Country Club Plaza. And I was going to my car one day, and I seen a lady approaching me. And as she got closer and closer and closer, I thought, you know, she was just a neighbor. So I spoke to her, you know, how you doing? Trying to be neighborly. And she spoke back. But then she came closer to me and she said, how you doing? I noticed that you got so many pretty cars. And I said, thank you. You know, I appreciate that. Got ready to turn and walk away. And she said, what is it that you do for a living? So I looked down at her, and I knew right then and there we wasn't going to be friends. I'm thinking, man, nosy bitch asking me my business. I said, I mind my own fucking business is what I do. So she looked at me, man, her lips got tight. She looked at me, her lips got tight, and she stormed off. I said, I don't give a fuck, man. Ain't got no business asking me my business. I wasn't trying to get to know none of my neighbors, no way. Shit, ask me what I do for a living. You know, what am I supposed to say? I sell dope. So I go in my apartment. I don't think no more of it. I don't even think about it. So she turns around, and I don't see her no more. A couple of days go by, coming outside on my way to my car, and I see this girl approaching me. Man, she was fine. You could tell from a distance she was built like a brick shit house. When they say 24, 26, 24, man, she was nice. She was nice, you know. So you could tell she was built like a brick shit house. When they say 26, 24, 26, yeah, that was her. So when she got closer, I'm thinking she's going to be impressed by this drop-top Corvette that I was driving, and I had on a Rolex watch and a King's Crown chain. And it was a chain with diamonds on one side, and you flip it, and it was all gold on another. But as she got closer and closer, I looked at her face, and she was angry. So she came up, she was poking me in the chest with her manicured nail and berating me. And I'm thinking, man, I don't even know her. And the more she started cussing and telling me off, and she said, don't you ever talk to my aunt like that. And that's when I put two and two together. Her aunt was the lady from the other day. And I'm trying to think, man, how can I salvage this, and get with her? But she wasn't trying to hear nothing I was talking about. She stormed off. Boom, she was gone. So then I followed her, seen what apartment she went. And when I seen that, I go to my car and I go to the local bakery. So when I get some pastries and everything else from the local bakery, I go and I knock on the door. So I hit the door and her aunt answered. And I apologized to her aunt because I wasn't raised to talk to my elders like that. I had no reason and no business talking to her the way I did that day. So anyway, she invited me to come in and asked me did I want to have some coffee. And I said, yeah. So I come in, had a coffee with her, and I meet Anna, and we get to talking, and I apologize. And after a while, I guess they decided I wasn't such a bad guy after all, and they decided to forgive me. And eventually, when I got to talking to Anna, she agreed to go out on a date with me. So when she agreed to go out on a date with me, she gave me her phone number, I write it down on a piece of paper, she gave me her address, it's on the same piece of paper. And we said we're going to do this Friday. So I'm handling my business that whole week. And I'm telling everybody I'm going to be out of town Friday, I'm going to be out of town. The reason why I'm telling them I'm going to be out of town, because when you're dealing with people in the streets, if you tell them that you're going to be on a date Friday, that don't mean nothing. They ain't trying to hear that because they know that they ain't got to get nothing from you that day, because all they got to do is wait till Friday, and they know you're going to choose money over whatever it is that you're doing. But if they think you're going to be out of town, they'll go ahead and get whatever they're going to get from you, and they'll leave you alone. So, like I said, I'm telling everybody I'm going to be out of town, so I drop off, pick up, do whatever I got to do. But come Friday, like I said, it's cloudy outside, and I got this black cloud over me, and it just feel like everything that can go wrong will go wrong. So I go to Joe's, get my barbershop, shout out to Joe, and get my hair cut, and go and buy me a nice outfit, because I wanted to impress her, with a nice outfit, looking sharp, smelling good. You know how we do, especially when you feel like you out there winning. So that day, go home, get myself together, and when I come out, get to my car, let my top back because it still ain't raining or anything outside. But when I look up, it's a damn cloud. And as I'm driving, as crazy as it seems, man, everywhere I go, it's like this damn cloud is following me. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I just wanted the rain to just get it over with. So, but I decided this particular day, I'm going on a real date. Normally, what I consider a date is I take a girl to the hotel, and we get to the telly, have sex, and that's the date. But this particular time, we're going to take in dinner and a movie like normal people, So those guys that's been in the streets like me, that's a normal date. That's what that is. So I said I'm going to go pick her up, and I'll be there at 7 o'clock. So I get in my car. Like I said, I got the top down. And as I'm driving, all of a sudden, I hear this cloud. Boom! And it come down. I look up, man, it just started raining hard all of a sudden. So I pull over, and at this particular time, I don't know how the Corvettes are right now, but it wasn't no button that you could push and the top automatically come up. So I had to stop, get out the car, pop my hatch, and then bring the top up manually. So when I do this, it's raining all down in the car. I'm getting all wet and sticky and everything else. But I get the top up, hit the latch up, and when I look down, the address, had got obscured, where the rain and got on there and wet up the ink. And I'm like, oh, man. So as I'm driving, I'm thinking, man, like I said, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. But I'm going out on a regular date. And since I'm going out on a regular date, I'd also made up my mind that I was not going to carry no pistol with me. And when you're in the streets, I felt naked without my pistol. But I wanted to go on a real date like a normal human being. So I left my pistol at home. And a pistol to me is like an extension of my arm, or it's like a Visa card. And I don't leave home without it. But this particular time, I did. So I'm driving and I get down towards Truman Road because Anna stayed down north. So as I'm getting closer, I can't see this address. I can't really make it out. And I don't feel like riding around because I want to make sure, that we catch the movie on time. Because I don't like to get into a theater and I miss the beginning of the movie. That kind of ruined it for me. So I decided I'm going to call her. I look down and I ain't got my cell phone. It was in the same bag that I keep my pistol in. So whenever I leave home and I got my pistol, I automatically got my phone. So now I'm out here riding, no pistol, no phone. So I said, well, I'll look for a payphone. So at this particular time, payphones were popular, by liquor stores. So if you didn't have any money to get phone, to make a phone call, or you didn't have a cell phone, you just go in and get some change, and you could put it in the payphone and make a call. So I get down there, and they had a liquor store that's right off of Truman Road in Prospect. So I pull over, and look, I see a payphone. I pull in there, and the rain's just coming down. And I get out the car, and I run towards this payphone. But when I run towards this payphone, I get about halfway there. And once I get about halfway there, I look back and I realize, man, my car is too far to run back. I realized my car is too far to run back. And the reason why I was wanting to run back to my car, because when I look up, right next to the payphone, it was my arch nemesis, Dirty. He had his stinking ass on the side of that payphone because he was planning to rob that liquor store. But when he looked up and saw me, I saw that shit-eating grin on his face, and I knew I was in trouble. Again, I looked back at that car, and it was like a movie, man. It was like my car was right here one minute, and my car just stretched out one, and I realized, man, I ain't gonna make it. Ain't no way in hell you gonna run back to that car before he blow your back out with that raggedy-ass shotgun he had on that filthy-ass army coat. Reason why me and Dirty was arch nemesis was we never even really exchanged no words. It was like hate at first sight. Just like you see a woman and you say you believe in love at first sight. Well, with me and Dirty, it was hate at first sight. This is how we met. I had a traffic ticket and I was supposed to go to court. So I get up that morning. I'm running kind of late because I ain't really never been on time for nothing in my life. So I'm kind of running late, but I get downtown and I'm looking for a parking spot. And it wasn't one no matter where I go. I keep circling the block, and I couldn't find one. So finally, man, I just parked illegal, run up to the courtroom, and when I get in there, I'm waiting on them to call my name. They get down towards the docket, and I asked the clerk of the court, am I still on the docket? She said, yeah. And then the judge looked up and said, what's his name? She said it. He said, we already called your name. And I said, oh, okay, so can I be seen today? And he was like, no, we're going to have to reschedule you. So I said, okay. So I started heading towards the door. When I started heading to the door, he said, where do you think you're going? I said, what do you mean where I think I'm going? Going home. He said, I don't think so. Bella, arrest this man. You got a warrant out for your arrest when you don't show up on time. I tried to explain to him what happened with the parking space, but he wasn't trying to hear none of that. So it's on a Friday, and I gotta make bond, but I'm stuck. I'm going to the county. So I'm pissed that I gotta sit up there and go to the damn county jail until I can make bond. So when I get there, they give me this box, put all your little personal stuff in there. They give you this toothpaste, a little bitty thing of deodorant, a blanket, a pillow that's so thin it's ridiculous. And they put these little few items in a box and they tell you at this particular cell. So when I walk in there, I went in the mood to talk to nobody about nothing. So when the cell doors come open, the first one come open, bam. The second one come open, bam. And I walk in there with this box, and they shut the doors behind me. I look up at the cell, and I look over on my right, and that's when I first seen Dirty. He was standing there with his knee on this table, telling this bullshit ass story that wasn't even interesting. And these dudes were sitting around listening to it, and they laughing and jeffing with him and shit. And the reason that I was so angry is because the story wasn't even interesting. It was like they were scared of him or something. So they laughing at this dry ass story and basically kissing his ass. Well, I had to let him know, man, I'm not one of them. I ain't kissing your ass. And we ain't cool. So he looked up at me and I looked at him and I was like, you know. So he looked over like, oh yeah. We never really exchanged no words. But right then and there, like I said, it was hate at first sight. So I go up, put my stuff away, come back down. They still jeffing with this fool. And I knew right then and there, when I sized him up, you know, I was built kind of nice. But dude, he was a lot taller. He was a lot more muscular. And if I got into a fight with Dirty, I'm going to keep it real with you. If I was a pitcher, he'd have torn my ass out the frame. But not until he knew that his ass was going to be into a fight. And when I tell you, everybody that seen him the next day was going to be like, man, who the hell you was fighting? Because I would have been in it to win it. And he knew that too. So I was really more trouble than I was worth. So he kind of shied away from me, and I kind of shied away from him. Because I wasn't going to be there that long. So anyway, I make bond relatively quick, and I get the hell up out of here, man. But on my way out the door, I look back as I'm walking past the glass where the cells are, and he looked at the glass at me, and he had a smirk on his face like, yeah, if I ever catch you slipping, I met you, motherfucker. And I looked back at him, and I said, that's cool, because if I ever catch you slipping, I met you too. So right then and there, that's how quickly you can make an enemy. You know, just that quick over somebody you don't even know, over something that really didn't even matter. So the next time I saw Dirty was that night after I jumped out my car in the pouring rain in a dark parking lot while he's about to rob the store. So like I said, man, I looked back at my car and I realized you ain't finna make that. Wasn't no running away from that shotgun like that. That's something like off of TV. And that wasn't about to happen. So I had to think, man, what am I gonna do? So right then and there, man, I had to use, you know, what God gave me, man. I had to use my gift of gab. I had to talk my way out of this shit. Because if I didn't, he was gonna serve me. And I knew it. So I said, man, you gotta talk for yours. You gotta talk for yours. So right then and there, man, I took a deep breath. And I took a step forward, man, and I immediately went off into Jeff mode. And I said, I had to close the distance. I said, what's up, Dirty? What's up, my nigga? What's up, Dirty? I said, man, that's my nigga Dirty. That's my nigga Dirty. So I'm looking over to one side, I'm looking over to the other, and the first thing, he looking at the side, because he's like, what the fuck is he talking to? You know what I'm saying? There wasn't nobody in the parking lot but us. But I'm acting like I'm talking to somebody so he can look to the side and I can close the distance. I need to close the distance. So the whole time I'm jeffing. What's up, my nigga? What's up, baby? I ain't seen my nigga Dirty in forever and a day. Man, I'm walking fast as a motherfucker, man. The rain coming down and I'm walking. And before you know it, I closed that distance. I'm right there. But before I got there, it was like he looked down at the ground and he looked up at me as if to thank the devil for the sacrifice. So he had this snarl on his face because he was about to say, motherfucker, you know I don't fuck with you. And before he could up that shotgun, I'm still jeffing. I'm ignoring the snarl on his face. I'm ignoring the gun as if it ain't even there. what's up, baby? I said, goddamn, that's my nigga right there. That's my nigga Daddy. He don't like the fact that I'm saying his name. But at this particular time, it was a customer coming out the door. So this customer that was coming out the door was oblivious to what was going on. They had got their liquor and they was just coming out. But as soon as they opened that door, I seized that opportunity. I grabbed this stinking ass so hard and so forcefully, I jerked him up in that goddamn liquor store. I said to myself, this motherfucker coming up in here with me. So when I got him up in there, boy, he jerked back off of me and he was mad clean through. He said, your motherfucking hands off of me. So when he did that right there, he jerked. I ignored that shit. I was still in Jeff mode and I was steady in the course. I still act like I had found my long lost brother. I said, this my motherfucking nigga Dirty, baby. This my Dirty. I said, God damn it, whatever the fuck he want up in here, he got it. This my nigga Dirty. He didn't like the fact I kept on calling his name. The nigga said, keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. But I ignored that shit. Like I said, I was in Jeff mode and I was steady in the course. I said, yeah, baby. I said, man, them summer sausages right there. What the fuck is them sausages, man? Let us get some of them, man. Let Dirty get a couple of them. Let me get a couple of them. I said, man, let's get us something to drink, man. We gonna kick it like a motherfucker. So then I reach down and I pull out a hefty little nut. He look over that nut like, yeah. Exactly what I want. I said, man, don't matter, man. We gonna kick it tonight. We gonna get some of this food, man. Me and you gonna get some liquor, and we gonna get fucked up, baby. We gonna get fucked up. I don't even drink, but I had to keep on steady in the course. So I said, man, get us something to drink. Get us something to drink, Dirty. I'm loud as shit. Everybody looking at me that's in the liquor store. So Dirty go over and he grabbed this small little pint. When he grabbed this small little pint, they keep all the little pints up front and all the big bottles of liquor in the back. So when he showed me that little pint and get ready to put it on the counter, I snatched it out of his hand. I said, man, we don't drink no shit like this. I said, man, this ain't gonna do shit for us. Boy, he was mad that I grabbed that pint out of his hand. And I could see the hate in his eyes, like more if looks could kill, he'd have killed me right then and there. But that liquor store had cameras, and I knew that. But I don't know how long I could just rely on that, and I couldn't figure out what the hell I was gonna do. But for right now, this was my only plan, Jeffing. So I said, man, go on back there and get us something, man. Money ain't no object. I got plenty of money, man. Man, get them sausages ready. I'm ordering the clerk around like he worked for me. So he looking at me like, man, the hell this motherfucker think he is? But he go over there and start, preparing the sausage. So Dirty go back there and I guess he made up his mind. Okay, all right, you want me to get something big? So he's looking at the prices and I know he gonna grab a couple of somethings that he gonna run me up, which is fine with me because I needed time to think. I needed time to figure out how I was gonna get the fuck away. So when I seen him out the corner of my eye, I looked at him kind of my peripheral, and he was looking at the prices, and he was looking at the most expensive things. So he's looking at, these big old fifths of liquor. And soon I seen that, I seized my opportunity. Took that knot, I threw a 20 on the counter. I said, keep that for the sausages. And I started running towards the door. Man, I was running for dear life. But the whole time I was running, it was like concrete was in my foot. It was like slow motion. In my mind, I knew I was running fast, but it was like, oh my God. I was expecting my back to get blown out at any moment. Because the whole time I'm running, it was like, oh man, why am I running so slow? So I'm running, like I said, for dear life. But the whole time, I'm in slow motion. So I reached down. I reached for my keys. All of a sudden I got my key. I got my car key. And in my mind, the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm thinking, should I just jump in the car like I'm fucking Batman and robbing the shit? And I'm thinking, nah, that's some stupid shit, man. What if I fumble? He gonna get me for sure then. Now, I don't do nothing stupid. So I'm running. I finally make it to the car. As soon as I made it to the car, I was glad I didn't lock that damn car. Because I hit that door handle and the car come wide open. I jump in there as fast as I could, get behind the wheel, and as I'm doing that, I'm sticking the key in there. And I rev the motor. And I'll tell you right now, I rev the life into the motor. It started boom with that Corvette sound. I throw it in reverse, and I didn't have time to shut the door. As soon as that car went into reverse, I hit the gas, slammed it. That car go out, and in Truman Road, it was traffic, and the traffic was going like this. But I don't give a damn. I'm going out there in it. So I hit the car, and that car go in reverse and spin, and it spins so fast and so hard, the car shut the door itself. Bam! And when it did, I throw it in drive. When I throw it in drive, I'm panicking, and the pavement is wet. So I hit the gas, and the car just, the wheels is going, and it's just spinning and spinning. It's spinning to the point where the car's going sideways. The car, and when it catch fire, it shot me out like it was a slingshot. Boom! That car was going. Go back like this, and I look back, and that's when Dirty was coming out that liquor store. He had that shotgun in his head. He was mad as hell that his Corey got loose. He was stomping mad. After that, I was so grateful that I got away. But my first thought was go home, get that pistol, or get a sprayer, and come back and address the situation. But like I said, I was so glad that I got away. I'll deal with that fool later. Where he gonna go? He broke. Ain't got no whole lot of options. I'll get with him in my own time. Right now, I was on a mission to go on a date with Anna, even though I had this run-in with Dirty. So I ride around, and the more I kept looking at the address, I looked, and I seen this porch light on. Anna came outside because she seen my Corvette, and when I got to telling Anna about the story, about, how I ran in with Dirty and everything, the story had a little bit different spin on there, because she heard the version of how when I approached Dirty, how I snatched the shotgun out of his goddamn hand and hit him over the head with the motherfucker, and it discharged the whole time, and he scurried off away like the fucking rat that he is, And me being the hero of the whole story. But as you know, that's not what really happened. But that was my story to her that night. But I was really glad that I didn't get myself killed. And so me and Anna ended up staying there that night because we was too late to catch the first, part of the movie. The night was kind of ruined as far as going on that date. But we stayed at her house. She ended up cooking, quite a good cook. And we enjoyed ourselves and our company for that night. But as far as Dirty, he went back and put on a mask and robbed that liquor store. So when the police, reviewed the camera and they realized he was the same guy that was in the liquor store like 20 minutes before that with no mask on, the same clothes on, and he ended up getting 25 years to life. So I'm thinking, man, I'll never see this dude again. But later on, when I went to prison, this was like 7 to 8 years later, I'm in prison and I'm coming up the tier. So I'm, in there, you can't go in the grass. You got to stay on the sidewalk, So I'm coming up the tier. As I'm going up the tier, get ready to go into the house. Well, that's what they call, instead I was in one house. So I'm going up the tier, going to one house. I look up, and right then and there, I saw Dirty. And in my mind, man, I'm right then and there. That I'm like, my mind is like, that night, it's like I ain't lost no time in between. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go in one house. I gotta get my fucking shank, man. I got to handle this fool. I got to kill this nigga, So my heart was racing, but I got to get past him, because once I get past him, boy, and I get in one house, I'm finna get my shit. I'm finna come out, and I'm gonna address this fool. But as I get closer and closer and closer, he wasn't the Dirty that I once saw. This Dirty right here, same dude, same build almost, but it's like I didn't age. I was built look almost the same. But him, his hair was all white. And his beard was all white. And when we made eye contact, it's like all the glow was out of his eyes. Like all the fight was out of him. He didn't even recognize me. He didn't recognize me. I'm sitting up here to put all this shit in my mind. I'm finna go back in here and kill this dude. And we finna go through a tussle, and I'm gonna have another prison story to tell on how I had to stab somebody. And this dude right here, man, it was like prison took all the fight out of this dude. And he was like, had just basically gave up in life. I seen him a couple of times in there, and each time I saw him, man, it was a sad, sad thing to look at, because he had basically just gave up on life. So you got to be careful when you're out there in the streets, man, because prison is funny, man. It either make you or it break you. You can get in there and you can make up your mind that you're going to use that as a learning experience, because a college is an institution. It's a place that you go to learn a lesson to better your life. And unfortunately, a prison is an institution. And it's where you go to learn a lesson and hopefully to better your life. So anyway, that's my story of my date with Anna until I had that run-in with Dirty. And so get yourself together. You're out there in the streets. Change your life, man. And if you don't want to listen to me, just remember, it is what it is unless you handle your business. All right, peace out. Thank you. Like, subscribe, get back at it.